says. They do all that the prophet instructed, expecting an answer. Maybe I know there's a point there when we, in our walk of faith, do as God instructs us, no matter how strange it may seem. We should expect God to move. That's scriptural, by the way. Malachi, I think, chapter 3, about verse 10, God says, "Try me and see if I won't open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing." I like that. God's challenge to us, try me and see. Try me and see. In our today, that would be God saying, I double dog dare you to do what I'm telling you to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what God says. That's what God says. Borrow not just you. Expect the answer. Spiritual truth here is that's what faith is about. That's what faith is about. It's about using that faith. When you use that faith, doing so, demonstrating it, being ready to receive. It says a mother, her two sons, they go in, they close the door. I can imagine the thrilling moment, and the sons will probably think, well, here it is, this won't last long. They go in, the doors are closed, a moment of truth. They obediently do as they've been instructed. Would God fulfill his part? The answer here is that God took what they used and they multiplied it. You see what it says there? Verse 6, "And it came to pass when the vessels were full, and she said to her son, bring me another." So he would bring another, and it would be filled. Out of this little bit of oil, these huge vessels were filled. And she'd say, "Bring me another," and he'd bring another one. And this went on for, I can imagine, some good little bit. Finally, she says, "Bring me another." That's the last one. That's all there is. It says the oil ceased. Doesn't tell us how many they had. But you see, it was quite a bit. Because you can't sell the oil and pay your debt and live off the rest when just a little bit. Guys understand this. When God does something, he's going to do it right. And you're going to have more than you need. What's Paul say? Ephesians chapter 3, "Now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think." You know what Paul said? To him who can do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask or think. You know what? We can ask and think of pretty big things. The scripture says God will supply far above what we could ever imagine. Far above what we could ever imagine. I can tell you one other thing here. When everything's said and done, I bet these boys, one looks at the other, we should have went down to that one house. We could have got 2 or 3 more. Wish I'd have got 2 or 3 more. If I'd known this was going to happen, I'd have got 2 or 3 more. I bet they did. I bet they did. Let me ask you today, what will God do with what you have? What will God do with what you have? What will he do with what you have? Scripture is filled with the answer to that question. You think, really? Yeah? Matthew chapter 14. Jesus has finished teaching. The disciples said, we need to let these folks go. They've been here a long time, not eat anything. Good old Philip. I think it's Philip. He said, well, there's just one boy. He's got 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, but what is that among so many? Jesus said, well, set him down. We'll see what it goes. Fed 5,000 people, 5,000 men. Doesn't count the women and children. Maybe 10, 15, 20,000 maybe, out of 5 loaves and 2 fishes. What can God do with what you have? 5 loaves and 2 fish. He fed a huge multitude. Exodus chapters 1, 2, and 3, 4 tell us how God used Moses' rod and how it changed the nation. Just a simple rod. Simple walking stick, how God changed the nation.